standing in the rain with his head hung low. Couldn't get a ticket, it was a sold-out show. Heard the roar of the crowd, he could picture the scene. Put his ear to the wall, and like a distant scream, he heard one guitar. Shadow by the backstage door, like a trip through the past. That day in the rain, and that one guitar made his whole life change. Now he needs to keep it rocking. He just can't stop. Gotta keep on rocking. That boy has got to stay on top and be a jukebox hero. He's gotta keep it rocking. He just can't stop. Gotta keep on rocking. That boy has got to stay on top and be a jukebox hero. Stars in his eyes. He's a jukebox hero. Stars in his eyes. And just one guitar hero. Put stars in his eyes.
Racer X.
Yeah, like a tribute band.
Like a cover band, right? Like they just play other people's songs.
Well, it depends because I think that clone bands really vary in their ability to portray the type of music that they're trying to. Like, I think there's some very talented clone bands out there. You know, some that make it pretty big and even tour and are pretty successful without producing any original music. And then there are some that are like a little bit more of a joke and are definitely not as successful.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I think of a tribute band or a band that just plays covers, like, yeah.
I remember being at the beach or some kind of show like that, and there was like either like a Bob Marley and the Wailers tribute band, I think I've seen a Beatles clone band before, so yeah, I definitely have.
I saw the Beatles, I think the tribute band, but I forget what they're called, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, they had the wigs, like the whole persona, you could tell like which one was Paul, which one was Ringo, like it was real.
I've never seen one. I've heard just like bands that cover only a band for a certain song, but I've never heard.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the Beatles or someone who doesn't play anymore. I'd see a band that does their songs.
Yeah. Well, I feel like one that where the band's like older would be
Like
more
Beatles.
fun. Yeah, that would be great.
I feel like I'd rather see the band who like originally made the song, so I guess no.
I remember I heard of there's a Daft Punk clone band, which I thought might actually be kind of an interesting concept considering they're like an electronic band and not necessarily like playing the music. So I thought that might be interesting. So yeah.
Well, I think part of it was like I can't go see the Beatles in concert, so I guess like this is the closest I'll ever get.
I think that one reason is like especially if it's a clone band of a band that's been out of popular music for a long time, it draws back those fans that back in their heyday were attracted to that band and like listening to that band's music, and it's like not only it's different than the experience of just listening to music on a record or something like that, being able to attend a live event and be like surrounded by people who are also fans of the same music is appealing to a lot of people.
Because it's cheaper than going to see the real bands, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe because if the band like broke up or something, it's something
They're not
that-
around anymore.
Yeah, then it's like can like brings back good memories.
Yes, since like they don't tour anymore, people can still hear the music live.
It puts a different spin on an old song.
Maybe like old people too, if they can relate to the song because they liked it when they were younger.
Ironic, probably.
I think it's pretty ironic, and it's different because you're trying to like bridge this gap between, I guess like many clone bands are, between very older generation style of music and like a new generation that you are like younger kids and are filming it in the present day. So it's kind of ironic on that account, and then the fact that you guys are like not exactly playing real music, and like it was more of like a air guitar, air drums type thing, and like to us, maybe not back in those times, but to us, just those like types of costumes are so outrageous that it seems ironic to us, but even though it might not be.
Ironic. Definitely.
Well, based on the video, it seemed like it was supposed to be ironic.
Ironic.
I would say probably ironic.
I mean, I guess a little bit since like they're playing their songs only, but I don't think that's bad. It's like the point.
It varies between clone bands. Some are definitely have different agendas than others.
A little bit. I mean, it just like shows the like cult following of that band, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing.
I mean, I guess maybe to some extent, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I guess if you're a huge fan of the band, then you probably really love it. So, yeah.
Like a band would already be a fetish, and then they would have a clone band, because no one's going to do a clone band for something that no one wants to go see.
I think it's a little creepy. Yeah, I feel like it's like when people dress up and do like imitations of like wars and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can still hear like the Beatles music since they don't play anymore. Like it's a good way to still hear live music. That's good.
Yeah, I think they are, because even simply for the reason that they might expose later generations to earlier music, so they're like kind of keeping a certain group's legacy going longer than it might.
Yeah, I mean, like if people want to go see their favorite band but they can't, then it's fun to be able to do that stuff.
I mean, I guess it could be beneficial, yeah. Puts like a different spin on a popular song.
And it keeps the song alive.
Keeps the song alive, yeah.
I mean, if the clone band can reproduce the music that is no longer being made or cannot no longer be made, then maybe it's a good thing. Well, people who are hardcore would be upset about that because they're just not real members of the band.
I liked it.
I liked it a lot. Like their outfits a lot.
Like their solo.
I mean, if they were like actually singing and making it sound different, then I would react differently. But since like it just was a music video, I don't know.
Well, I don't think they were quite as funny as the other two.
I think it modernizes it a little bit because I think that females in rock music today are definitely more popular. And at first, to be honest, in the video, I couldn't tell whether or not the girls were actually like supposed to be a part of the band, or if they were almost like playing that like groupie type role, like they might have in the original, like there might have been originally. So, but seeing them like actually singing and playing the air guitar and things like that, reinforced the idea that they were actually in the band, which was an interesting twist.
No, I think like we were saying, puts a different spin on it. Yeah.
I think it depends on if someone, like I said, like if someone wants to go see the actual band, then they would probably want it to be
all dudes.
All dudes. But if they just want to go for the experience, like
if you're just going for the music, I don't think they would care.
I don't think it really diminishes it at all. I mean, it is a clone band, but at the same time, it's always going to be a little bit different. Like different people performing.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, as long as there's still people making new music, then it doesn't really matter.
No. Well, because I feel like it's good to like have some like memories from the past that you can bring into the present, and it's also like music's always changing, so I think that it's kind of cool to have.
I would say maybe a little bit. Like I said before, I think I would personally rather probably hear like new music than like a clone band, and I'd probably rather usually just listen to the original versions of a song than maybe like someone covering it.
Yeah.
No, because I don't think it inhibits other musicians to make their own original bands.
Absolutely not. I think that just because, regardless of whether or not you're listening to music that's from the past, I think that if anything, it moves us forward and allows us to reflect on, where we've been and how music has progressed and, generally throughout culture and art. I think it's important to, take for new generations, younger generations, to look back at what's been done before.